The girl with blue eyes. Except I turned around and saw her standing right behind me, staring at me with her deep blue eyes. I was completely hypnotized by those eyes of her. I wanted to say something to her. It was snowing that day when I met her. I don't remember the time, but I think it was about 10 o'clock of night when I saw her in the park standing all alone under a tree, staring the others quietly from under that tree. She just kept her blinking her eyes. But the unexpected happened. She turned her head towards me and called me by waving her hand. I thought she was calling someone else, so I ignored her and turned around. But then I suddenly felt a soft, warm hand holding me by my hand. I turned around and saw her standing right behind me, staring me with her deep blue eyes. I was completely hypnotized by those eyes of her. I wanted to say something to her, but I wasn't able to say anything. It was as if I was under some kind of spell. My heart was already beating like crazy. I didn't know what to do. But then she opened her mouth and said, "I've waiting for you for so long. Won't you come with me?" After this, everything was a blank. The next thing what I saw when I woke up was that I was inside an hospital, sleeping on a patient's bed, and besides me was my sister Anja sitting on the chair. With her hands joined together, she was saying a prayer. I tried to move around, but I didn't even have the slightest bit of strength left for that. I called my sister with a low tone, "Anja." She opened her eyes and looked at me. She was smiling and her eyes were teary at the same time. She immediately rushed out of the room. I guess she ran off to call Mom and Dad. But then I suddenly felt something wrong. I felt as if there was someone beside me. So I turned my head to the other side and my eyes were wide opened. That girl from that night was standing right beside me. Suddenly a cold chill ran throughout my body. She brought her hand and placed it on my cheek. Bringing her face close to that of mine, she said, "How long have I waited for you? Come, let's go." I wanted to shout for help, but I couldn't. I was enchanted by her dark blue eyes. But suddenly the door clicked open, and as I looked at the door I found my parents along with my sister Anja. By that time I felt that she lifted her palm from my cheek, and when I turned around, she was not there. She just vanished into thin air. I still wasn't able to understand what was going on. I was still confused of everything that has happened. I still had a lot of questions like, who is that girl? Why am I in a hospital? What does she want from me? And many more. I wanted to reach the conclusion of all this. So much was going on inside my mind that I didn't even realize that my family was near me, talking to me. My head was just full with questions. It took me a while to calm myself down, and then I kept these questions aside for the time being. 4 months passed. Everything was normal. My lifestyle, my environment, everything. Those questions were still there. I only got knew that I suddenly fainted in the park, and some people brought me to the hospital and contacted my parents. But why did I faint? The doctors said it was due to stress. Stress. I repeated myself. I was just a high school student. Why would I have stress? I was deep in my thoughts when suddenly I heard a faint whisper near my ear saying, "Jack." I got startled and turned around and found my sister Angela with a mischievous grin on her face. Laughing out loud, she said, "Jack, you are so easy to scare. Ha ha. Very funny," I said. I really get angry when someone teases me like this. And my sister, she enjoys teasing me like this. I grumbled and then went out of the room. I was still able to hear her laughing, but I ignored her and went outside to get some fresh air. After a while, my sister came to me with her head lowered, looking to the ground. I turned to look at her and asked, "Hey, what happened?" She raised her head, smiled, and then said, "Sorry, Jack. I didn't mean to make you angry." I patted her head and said it's okay. She smiled back at me and asked, "Hey Jack, why are you so tense lately?" I looked into her eyes and I can tell that she was worried. I kept quiet, but she grabbed my arm and asked again, bringing her face closer to that of mine. I took a deep breath and then I told her about that girl and everything. As I continued, I could see her face giving expressions of fear, confusion, surprise. After I told her everything, we both sat quietly staring at the ground. The silence made things more worse until I broke the silence and asked, "Anja, what is it?" But no reply. She sat quietly beside me, staring at the ground. After some time, she looked at my face. I could see that she was about to tell me something, but for some reasons she hesitated and went downstairs, leaving me in my doubtful situation. A year passed and I've completely forgotten about that incident. I normally lived my life the usual way. One day when I was returning back from high school, I saw Anja pacing around in front of my dorm gate. I waved and called her. To my surprise, she ran towards me and grabbed my hand and said, "Jack, you must come with me right now." I struggled to release my hand from her grasp, but she insisted and told that this is important. So, I followed her. She took me to a small tree house. which we used to play together when we were little. We both sat in the treehouse, then from the chest behind her, she took out a photo album. It was the photo album of our great-grandparents. I don't know what she was trying to tell him till my eyes lay on a photo. The moment I saw that photo, I was stabbed with fear and terror. It was the photo of the young girl with the blue eyes. The one that I saw about a year ago. I couldn't take my eyes off that photo. I stared at it so hard that my eyes hurt, and after some time I heard a low moan followed by a whisper, "Come with me." I looked up to Anja and she had moved back. Her face showed the expression of fear, and then I felt a cold shiver down my spine. I gathered all my strength and looked back. My eyes were wide open as I saw that same girl with blue eyes floating in mid-air and reaching out to me. Thank you for watching.